Greetings, I'm Yadiel and I will be working with the Arduino Uno and its components, along with the Arduino software code, for the class of Electromechanical Systems for Professor Dr. Khan. I will be using a breadboard, jumper cables or wires, LEDs with different colors, my Arduino Uno controller, a passive buzzer, and last, my ultrasonic sensor. In the ultrasonic sensor, we have 4 pins. We have the BCC on the left side, which will be the voltage input, 5 volts in this case. We have the trigger pin, which receives the command from the controller to turn active the sensor. We have the third pin, which is the echo, in which it receives the command from the receiver, outputting back to the controller. The last and fourth pin is the GND, which is the ground. As we look the sensor from the top, we have 2 signals, one blue and one green. This example shows how the sensor works. The ultrasonic sensor works by sending an ultrasound signal through the transmitter. The ultrasound signal then bounces back by hitting any object and capturing back that ultrasound signal with the receiver portion of the sensor. This signal is utilized to determine the distance. Using the given value velocity equaling 340 meters per second and the measured time divided by 2, we will determine distance. The 2 in the equation comes from the time it takes from the transmitted signal to reach the receiver and the sensor. Since the output bounces in the object, then inputs back into the sensor, we will only use half of that time. We have a very simple program flow diagram. In this diagram, we will start by connecting our circuit to our PC and Arduino using the USB serial cable. We will transmit and start counting the time. Then we will receive such signal and stop time. Using these measured values, we may calculate sound travel time and thus calculate distance in centimeters. Now, if the distance d is less than or equal to 30, then the green LED will turn on. If not, we will determine if d is less than or equal to 20. We have 2 options. If this equality is true, then the blue LED will turn on. If not, we will determine if d is less than or equal to 10. Again, 2 options. If true, then red LED will turn on. If not, we will proceed to determine if d is less than or equal to 5. If so, the buzz will go off. Else, if d is greater than 100, then message out of range will be displayed and loop will repeat. Okay, this is my circuit right here. I have my sensor, ultrasonic sensor right here, my buzzer, and my 3 LEDs. This will be the largest or longest, middle, shortest. Okay, so I have my yellow cables assigned to my LEDs, going from the largest to the shortest, the 9 being green, the 7 being blue, and the 5 being the red. I assigned 3 to the buzzer right here, and I have my 11 and 13, which my 13 is my trigger, and my 12 is my echo pin. Over here I have my, it's hard to see, my red cable in the 5 volts and my black cable in the ground right here. So it's going, I have my voltage right here, I have my trig, I have my echo, and then I have my ground right here. So I'm gonna be testing them. As you can see, the number 3 going into the positive side of the buzzer and my ground right there. So, and I have my ground going right there. Okay, so I have a ruler here, so I'm gonna be testing if this works, which should. So if I put the 30 mark right there, it goes on, as you can see. If I put my 20, both blue and green go on. at the 10 mark. The 3 of them go on. Oh, there you go. And for the buzzer, it should be 5 or less. And that works right there. So for my code, I'm gonna start by defining my variables, which my trick is going into my 13 equal into the 12, LED 1 to the 9, which is my green, LED 2 to the 7, which is my blue, LED 3 to the 5, which is my red, and my buzzer into the 3 right here. These determine what each pin does, being every single one of them output except my echo pin, which receives the command from the receiver and outputs back to the controller, which for the controller, this will be input. Right here are my formulas for distance and distance in inches, and these are my branches and loops. So if the distance is less than or equal to 30, the green LED will turn on. If not, it will turn off. The same here, if distance is less than or equal to 20, my blue LED will turn on. If not, it will be off. Again, distance less than or equal to 10, my red LED will turn on. If not, it will be off. If the distance is less than or equal to 5, my buzzer will buzz. If not, it will be off. In any case, if the distance is greater than 100, an auto range will display in my monitor right there. And for this part right here, it just will print in my monitor what each variable is, in this case distance, in centimeters and in inches. So if I go to my serial monitor right here and I move it right here, it will start giving me variables. I will place my hand close. If I close, that's my buzzer. And if I place it very far, it should be coming out with an outer range. Yeah, there you go. So that is my code right there.